there. In my last video I was talking about the Kaszazz white washi tapes. So I wanted to show you that that technique isn't just for the white washi tapes, but what I've got here is one of our Kaszazz products, which is a white washi tape with black spots. And what I've done is used our lip gloss alcohol marker to colour that tape, and I'm going to take you through what I'm going to do with that in a little while. But to start with, I'm going to first make a start on the background. So what I've got here is our Reason Seasons stamp, which is just a script stamp for the background, but you could use any background stamp that you like. So I'm going to take that, and I've got a piece of cardstock that's 9 centimeters wide, and I've also got our Spun Sugar Distress ink, so it's the Tim Holtz Distress ink, so I'm going to use that colour to stamp the script stamp. So just tapping that all over there, making sure we get good coverage, and then we're going to stamp this down on that 9 centimeter wide cardstock. So this is just a background, so if we do miss a little bit, it doesn't really matter, but you can see there, that's it there. So I'm just going to get a pair of scissors and trim off the bottom, because this background is actually going to be used across 2 different cards. So I'll use one now and I'll show you how I'm going to use it, and then I'll also use it later as well. So what I'm going to do is actually just tear. Doesn't matter which way you tear it, whether you back tear it or front tear it, on a bit of a diagonal. It doesn't need to be neat at all. So I'm going to use this bit, and then we'll keep this bit and use it on another card later. So then what I need is my adhesive. So I'm just going to run a couple of strips of adhesive. So I've got the 6mm super tape, and I'm just going to run that down each edge of that, and we're going to stick that down on our pink cardstock. Okay, and the cardstock is 9.5 centimeters, so just a little bit wider than the white tape, the white cardstock, sorry. And then I'm going to follow that line of the tear and again, not perfectly, just roughly. Like so. Okay, now we're going to mount that onto our card in the bottom left corner. So again, with the 6mm super tape, and just run a couple of pieces along there. And then just peel that off, and then stick that down in the corner like so. Okay, we're also going to run the Spun Sugar ink around the edges. Now you could use a blending tool and blend it in if you wanted that, but I like the quite clean, crisp, harsh sort of line for this one. Okay, so now we're going to work on I guess the feature of the card, and we're going to use this stamp here, which is a Hannah shopping stamp from Kaszazz. So I'm just going to peel that off and put that on to our stamping block, and then using Memento black ink, I'm going to cover that up, make sure we get the sunglasses well, and I'm going to stamp that down on the card. Okay, now I'm going to use the Kaszazz alcohol markers to colour that in. So let's start with the jeans. Now, to get that jeans effect, I'm just going to lightly brush over the tip for the leg of the jean. But see how that jean is folded up? So what we're going to do the same colour, and I probably should tell you that this is the Ocean alcohol marker. So get some good coverage there. And then on the bottom we're going to do the same colour, but with the alcohol markers we've got a clear blending tool. And so to get that lighter effect of the opposite side of the denim, what we're actually going to do is get our clear blending tool, and using our tip, our fine tip, we're just going to dab it all over, like so. Okay, now because I'm doing this in pink, I'm going to get our lip gloss, which is the same colour I used on the washi tape, and I'm just going to start marking up where those folds in the shirt is, because she's going to wear a pink shirt today, and obviously where the shadows might be. So just in the shirt, we're going to leave her with a white cardigan today. So just starting to spread out, and call that the flick technique, is when you flick it out in that direction. Now a lighter pink I'm going to take is our blush, and then I'm going to work that over the top. Now you could get the clear blending tool in and lighten up areas, and I may go back in with the lip gloss and add a bit more darkness to it, but at this stage I'm just going with that lighter colour. And so again, flicking it out of the ink, and that will help it spread that lip gloss colour out a little bit. Now while I had the lip gloss, I probably should have done her lips at the same time, so I'll go back and do that in a moment. Now you can see it's still quite harsh, that colour, so we do then just go back in and work over the top of that a little bit to take that colour and sort of spread it out. And the alcohol markers are great for that, because it does sort of tone it down a little bit. Okay, so let's go in and just give a few highlights with a clear blender. So you know, some of the areas that you'd expect might be a little bit lighter because the sun's shining on them, that kind of thing. So you can see it's taken a lot of the colour out there, so I'm just going to add a little bit more of that back in. And let's go with this gloss and give her pink lips, and just add a bit more of that colour back in, and then go back over and blend that back out again. So, you know, the more you work on it, the more layers you can build up there. We're going to also give her, wrong end, we're going to give her a pink and white bracelet. And let's go with blonde hair today. So I've got two colours here. I've got mustard and vanilla. So again, starting with the darker colour. And then going in with the vanilla over the top of that. Okay, so you see the effect that keeps going there, and then what we're going to do is mount that onto a piece of pink cardstock and put that on there. Now with the washi tape, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this now. So let's peel that up off there, and what I've done is I've punched out using one of our punches a 2.5 centimetre circle. And the idea is we're going to create a flower. So let's start sticking it down, and then what you do is you fold it back on top of itself, and you keep doing that all the way round until it creates a flower. Alright, And this does take a little while, so what I'm going to do, I'm giving you the idea of what we will do, and you keep going all the way around, and once you get round to the other side, you actually then work your way into the circle, so it gives you a very layered effect. So I'm going to leave that there, and I put a pretty brad in the middle and then pop that down the bottom there, and all of a sudden we've got a beautiful card. So I'm going to show you the one I made earlier in a different colour, just so that you can see the effect, but that's what we're sort of heading towards.